Welcome back to With or Without Sugar. A couple of episodes ago, we spoke to Tony Austin, Chief Executive at the Imaginarium in London. And there we were talking about the role of storytelling in brand communication. But that level of storytelling was through film and animation and performance art. There's an entirely different but equally important aspect of storytelling in brands, and that relates to the principle of extracting strategic imperatives of an organization and expressing that in actual art form in galleries inside organizations. So we're here today with Guy Martin, Managing Director of Blueprints, and this organization specializes in doing just that. Guy, welcome to With or Without Sugar. Thanks for joining us. Can you give us a high-level understanding of what this art form is all about?
All righty, Giles. Thank you, and thanks for the opportunity. It's based upon the premise that every organization has a DNA, has a mathematical formula that can be expressed as a code, expressed in art forms that can align everybody to the external brand of the organization. So whatever the stated nature, the strategy of the organization, the direction in which leadership are trying to take the organization, that requires the hearts and minds of all the people to go along with it, needs some kind of form of structure, some kind of model, which we developed in terms of this DNA concept. How to discover a formula for an organization mathematically, express it in art so it's visually experienced on a daily basis, and then for us to measure how the organization is living against this DNA, and then linking those into the hard measures, the financial results, the degree to which the organization is actually shifting towards this blueprint, this graphic mathematical formula.
And you put these forms of art up physically inside the organization. Typically where are people going to encounter these things?
In a very public place, so in the sort of reception area, the main atrium, where there's lots of customer access, because it tells the story of how the organization's inner brand is linking to its external brand. There's one original art gallery normally, and then there are a whole range of replicas, graphic replicas of this formula throughout the organization, in many organizations, in every single office.
So internal brand engagement, obviously something that is core to our practice and what we understand. This is fundamentally a tool of internal brand engagement, getting people to understand what we're about, what we should be doing, shouldn't be doing,
Absolutely.
And buy into that,
Absolutely.
And live and breathe it.
Gallup results show that around the world, approximately 80% of employees, in fact, are disengaged or they're actively disengaged. Very few are truly committed to the organization and making a consistent contribution. So it's the whole idea is how to engage every single person within the organization. Average size client about 4,000 or 5,000 employees that we deal with, to get them involved in being part of building what is this blueprint, what is this genetic code that we need to live by that will allow us to shift the culture towards our strategy. So in the process of getting people to understand how they play a role within the organization, see the bigger picture and move the culture, the psychology through co-creation and empowerment of the people in developing this blueprint in maths and art, creates a very sort of distinct sense of ownership and a sense of belonging and an understanding of what role I play as an employee in this organization.
Now, I know from our practice in internal engagement that what is most fundamentally important if you're articulating the who's and what's and whys of an organization is to draw that information from the people themselves.
Absolutely.
Now, surely that is part of your practice as well.
Totally. The principle is every single employee is fully engaged in the process. So it's bottom-up, 100% participation. It's a democratically driven process. Leadership does have the ability as a control group to in fact finesse some of the results, but about 95% of the whole blueprint in fact is co-created bottom-up, true ownership and buy-in from the people in perpetuity, and that's the intention.
I wanted to have a bit of a walk in
Sure.
as we continue to
Let-
chat
let-
because
let-
you've
let
got
me
so
show
much
you.
visual material going on up here.
Absolutely.
Of all the brands that you've worked with. So these normally are seen in beautiful gallery format
Yes.
inside organizations. What you've got here is smaller representations of
Absolutely. We've done 120 corporate organizations in 36 countries around the world, mainly in the blue chip sector. And whatever you see here in these banners is a tiny, tiny, tiny scale version of the actual formula. The formula is normally right about sort of 15 meters long. They need to be big and have a lot of presence, because when you walk into an organization and you see the beauty of the art expressed in mathematical equations, it creates a curiosity type factor. So they need to have a lot of presence. It needs to be a celebration of, this is our DNA, this is what we stand for, this is what we're shooting for. And then obviously every single organization is completely different.
Yeah.
And it's about differentiating themselves and understanding that differentiation that makes us unique.
And this is as important for people and their lives at work as it is getting the organization to function optimally for its clients, to deliver results to its clients.
Totally.
Yeah.
The total interdependency between the people and the organization, the well-being of the people, their sense of ownership within the organization, their sense of purpose within the organization, their sense that they are leaping out of bed in the morning for something greater than a paycheck.
Yeah, yeah. Which is what makes organizations perform optimally.
Absolutely.
Now, fair enough, you're going to put all this artwork up in a very scientifically and creatively designed manner in an organization. As you say, it's got visual impact. Do you go further than that to make sure that this becomes ingrained? Are there, do you bring people in and talk to them about what it means and how they can put it to use?
So every single person is interviewed within the organization, what they think they should be doing more of and less of to achieve the strategy.
Every single person.
Every single person.
So even when you're dealing with 5,000, 6,000 and up employees, every single person is consulted.
Absolutely. They're interviewed to draw their opinions in terms of what the organization should be doing more of and less of, numerator, denominator, to achieve the goal. We group those into common themes, because there's obviously a lot of replication of what people say. Mm-hmm. Those themes then go back out to an election, and everybody votes in an election, but they have a limited number of votes. Only the winning votes end up as the final formula. Those critical success enablers and disablers. Then we get creative. We ask the people again to come up with ideas. How are we going to express these in art forms? The vast majority of ideas are dreadful, but there's this wonderful sense of participation. There's normally a prize if your idea is chosen, etc. Best ideas are chosen. We have a range of 12 different artists. We go to production, produce these beautiful artworks, and then they are unveiled at some exciting sort of ceremonial, industrial theatre-based kind of experience, and that's basically the blueprint.
It's the psychological principle that people will tend to support what they feel they've had a hand in creating.
Absolutely.
Now I know that you've got an example specifically on here, but the example that you've got in here is largely framed pieces of art.
Yes.
Now, although not necessarily all of them, and from what I understand, this expression that you do can be pieces of framed art, or it can be sculptures, it can be
Holograms.
anything.
We've done an entire formula out of holograms.
Really?
So anything visual.
Yeah.
I mean, you will know with all your branding experience the influence that a graphic can have in terms of a visceral connection, and it informs the meaning of that construct, and it creates an emotional attachment to it, and therefore it shifts behavior.
Yeah.
So here, this is our blueprint, this is our formula. We understand this inside out, and it makes complete sense to us. But you can see there's a numerator, there's a denominator, and it equals us. And each one of those individual graphics on the wall has a very specific representation of a meaning. So, for example, this one here is magic. It's important that we have magic in our business. This one here is outsourcing. Outsourcing is a very important part of our strategy to a whole range of very specialized and sophisticated organizations. We don't want to own all of that IP ourselves. Here's some bottom line elements. This is lack of trust, is something we cannot afford to have. This is the danger of not sticking to your knitting, moving away from our core competencies, etc. So
a fair number of puns.
Absolutely. This is express yourself, get things out into the open. These are incompatible people who don't fit within the culture and the ethos of the organization. And we measure this on a consistent basis so we know what's moving up and we know what's moving down.
Well, Guy, it's been excellent, absolutely unique but incredibly powerful process. It's been fantastic talking to you. Thank you for joining us. Hope you've had value. See you next time on With or Without Sugar. Bye. Sorry. Sweaty.